Welcome to this week's edition of the Lowe Down. I'm Rebecca Lowe. The two Robbies are with me this week. Robbie Earle, Robbie Mustoe. They have 5 questions. I don't know what they are. They're about the weekend's action. Turning the tables on me. Who's got the first one?
I've got the first one, Bex. We've had a great weekend of football. What are your thoughts on the title race?
Oh, gosh.
After the weekend?
Well, a few weeks ago, I may or may not have said this might be the weekend, this was a few weeks ago, that City were out with it. Can't actually remember what happened. You know, a little Johnny knee-jerk. I'm a little knee-jerk, it's okay. Dog's abuse for that, absolute dog's abuse. My thoughts are that they will both win every game.
Win out now.
Yeah, and so City will win it. Yeah. I mean,
Spurs,
Do I
City?
think the scenes at Arsenal would be better? Do I think that maybe for the Premier League it would bring a different dynamic if Arsenal won it? Yes. I just don't know how you stop City. I don't think Tottenham stopped City. No. I think by then Tottenham won't be able to get...
They gave up chances, didn't
they? I know they did. I know. But then they go and score all the time. And Tottenham in that last week of the season may not be able to get Champions League by then. So there's nothing to play for.
OK, similar question, but to the other end of the table. In this fight against relegation, what do you think after the games this weekend? OK,
let me look at the table. I mean, I've just got this, image.
I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say? Of a happy Vincent Kompany.
A happy Vincent.
Which I've got to say, if that happens, it's going to go down as one of the stories of the season, one of the stories of the Premier League last however many years, because they've been in the bottom 3, virtually since the opening weekend. They've been so poor on so many occasions, but there's something about, and I'd love to know what the turning point was. I'd love to be able to ask him, what was the turning point when you got a sniff? When you just got a sniff that you might be in it? I wonder whether it was something to do with Luton, because I felt that there's been a shift with Luton from belief to not belief. And then, of course, Forest are just a shambles on and off the field, to be quite honest. So I'm going to back them. I'm going to back Burnley to do it on the final day against Forest. And Forest go down with Luton and Sheffield United.
Massive news, massive news. Wow. Give me your reaction to the Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp sideline fallout this weekend, and what's going to come of that?
Well, I mean, I just think it's actually really sad. You've got the star man, and has been the star man for years at Liverpool, and you've got obviously the legend that is Jurgen Klopp. With a few games to go, they're falling out like that, and they're both to blame, because whatever Klopp said he shouldn't have said, and how Salah reacted, and then what he said in the mix zone afterwards about if I speak there will be fire. You know, that's just stirring the pot, and it's just such a shame, because they're two of the greatest at what they do in this amazing era. I'm sure they'll just make up and it'll be fine. But my goodness, isn't it ending sadly for Jurgen Klopp? And I don't think the way it's ending will necessarily affect his legacy. No. But sometimes people have short memories, and the way things end tend to be the first things people think of. I hope not for them and their concerned.
All right, next question. So we're taking our show on the road. We're going to the Kentucky Derby next weekend. What do you enjoy most about being around that event?
You know what? It's the way, it's a bit like a fan fest. It's because people come from far and wide, and they are only coming for one reason, and that is to enjoy themselves and have a party. And the atmosphere there is exactly that. We took our show there a few years ago, 2 years ago, I think it was. And do you remember all the people behind us? They're just, everyone is so happy and just have waited so long. And so many of these people go to the Derby only once in their lifetime. It's like a bucket list thing, isn't it? Most people I know who go, it's bucket list and then they don't ever go again. So you know they're savouring every single moment. And there we are, lucky enough to be savouring it all ourselves right in the middle.
What are those drinks then?
The mint juleps.
Do you like those?
I'm not going to say it's my favourite drink in the world.
You can have
partial to one or two.
No, I'm not really I'm probably not allowed to say this because it's Kentucky Derby, but I'm not really a bourbon drinker. Are you guys?
Mustoe.
Get your mint julep.
One of the three of us has had a very, very big sporting moment in recent weeks.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know, again. Mr. Mustoe got a hole-in-one.
Did he?
Did you not hear that?
No, I didn't know that.
At his club in Westport.
Yeah.
So we want to know, what is Rebecca Lowe's great sporting moment? Now, we know the hockey and the football.
That's it.
And
That's it. I mean, for any people watching who probably aren't from my under-15 hockey team at Notting Hill Ealing High School for Girls in West London, we played Godolphin in the final of the Middlesex County Cup. Okay. The final. Again, and by the way, I was average. I was average, right? I'm not sure I'd scored a goal all season. Played right inner, but somehow...
What?
Were you the Chris Wood?
Right inner.
I was not the Chris Wood on the day, because on the day, I finished my chances. Catherine crossed twice, squared it twice to me, cheeky little tap in on 2 occasions. We won the flipping trophy. I was in the local paper. It was maybe the greatest day of my life.
Wow.
Up until
Better
Got
than
any
hole in one.
evidence?
I think it might be better than hole-in-one because
Have we got
not
any
being funny,
evidence?
hole-in-one's a fluke, huh?
Is there any evidence, video?
I think if I look carefully at the Ealing Gazette from 1996, we might find a picture. Not sure you'd recognise me. But that was my greatest sporting achievement. It's just a shame we didn't have social media. Unlike you, telling the world.
Gone around the world. Twice.
Oh, that was this week's Lowe Down. Don't forget, you have access to all of our Premier League original content, Premier League Update, the 2 Robbies, the Tactics Session, and this show, The Lowe Down. It's all over on the NBC Sports YouTube channel. That was The Lowe Down, presented by Lexus. Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock. And be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you there.